Now comes the information exchange. So when the data is being received from the source, that is being added with the header H7 in the layer 7 application level layer, adds header which stores the information about the various applications which are being used in it and what kind of application in which it has to be opened. For example, when you send a Word document, it contains details about the corresponding application which in which it was created and in which it can be opened, and all other details will be stored in 7. And when that becomes the payload for the presentation layer, it adds its own header H6 which contains the details about the encryption, encryption and the translation and compression data details. Then the H5 is being added in the session layer, wherein the details about the session establishment, management and termination of sessions are being added to it, and that becomes the H5. And after adding H5, that segment is being given to transport layer, where the transport layer header H4 is being added, and that contains the details about the process error recovery details and the message delivery and all other header information. After that, it is being transferred as payload to network layer, wherein it becomes a datagram. So the segments which were there becomes a datagram here by the addition of the logical address, the source and the destination logical address as header H3. So those datagrams are being passed on to data link layer, where it adds H2 as header and T2 as trailer. So H2 will contain the information of physical addresses, the source and the destination physical addresses, whereas T2 will contain the error correction code, error recovery code and other things with respect to the corresponding frame. So this becomes a frame, and that frame is being given to the physical layer, where the physical layer adds its own header which gives information about the media, electrical, mechanical and other details. And after adding that header, that is being converted into bits, and as bits it is being transmitted through the transmission medium. And at the receiver side, the reverse process happens. So this was encapsulation, and we have decapsulation happening here, where the capsule, the packet is being removed. So when the header is being obtained based on the header bits, so the data is being identified and it is taken, and this header part is discarded and it is being sent to the data link layer. And at data link layer, the uh, physical addresses are being verified and the trailer is being taken and the data errors are being corrected, and once that is over, it is being sent to H3, that is your network layer, where H3 is taken to identify whether it belongs to the same network, and if it is so, the segment part is taken and that is being sent to transport layer, where the H4 is being opened, and based on that one, the connectivity is being verified, and the H5 in session layer is being separated, and the segments and synchronization and all these things are verified, and the segments are combined together to form presentation layer data, and that module is going to split it as H6 and D6, where H6 is the presentation layer data which decrypts the information or decompresses the information depending upon the header data, and that is being D6 is being passed to application layer, where it is being split into H7 and D7, where H7 data is being taken to identify in which application and how D7 has to be opened in the destination computer. So this is how the information exchange happens in the OSI model. How do we remember these layers? So there are two ways generally being used to remember. All people seem to need data processing. If you remember this, you can remember the layers from the top, the first characters which are used to write down the layers in order. Otherwise, if you go from bottom, you can remember like, please do not throw sausage pizza away. So these are the techniques to remember the layers, right? So we will see about the layers in OSI model in our next class. Thank you.